Hey, everyone.
Easy money.
No, good. Easy money. All right. God bless you all, whoever's here. We're gonna start up on a bar unit. This is school. We're going to be we're going to be uh, measuring the voltages and getting out the paperwork. This is how one would normally do it. Okay. So in order for us to do this today, we have our nice calculator here. So put it on the side so you guys can maybe see that. Not sure. Sorry if you guys will be able to see it. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our unit to come on. So that way we can switch the power on. This is the face monitor. If it's red, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Face monitor here. If it's red, let's see. Can we focus? Where's my finger? Okay. If it's red, that means the face is wrong. If it's green, that means it's a go. Then we'd let the unit go. This is obviously the capacitor there. This is the contactor. Okay. That would start your. If we were to push it here, it would start. It'll push on its own. Hey, bud. Thank you. And this is the starter sheet that he just filled out and gave it to me. So I'm going to use my hands. Okay, I want to put this away over here so that. Appreciate it. Sorry, I got interrupted. That's my train of thought. Okay. Putting paperwork away for now. Okay. So we're gonna make the unit come on so that we can get this voltage. The first thing we're going to do is let's pick up this here. I'm gonna flip this around. First thing we're going to do is we're going to. This is 24 volts here, so we have one of these magnetic clips. Well, I guess it came on regardless. So now that it's on, we're going to go ahead and take the voltages. So I'm going to leave this on like this. That way it stays running, even though it will be suffice inside. So now we're going to take the voltages from here. It's a high voltage, it's 400 something volts, so you don't want to touch it. So nobody wants to touch this with their bare hands, so we're going to use the nice probes over here. Okay. Use the probes, and we're going to go from L1 to L2. It's going to give us a voltage. As you can see, it's 482. Then we're going to go from L2 to L3. 483, I would say. Then from L1 to L3. 187. So that's how you measure the voltage on this. So we'll write it down on this nice piece of paper. So that's what we're going to do. And Then we're going to get the amperage for this. So that's what I'm going to change now. So I'm going to change the camera. This is basically your start. I'm going to change these things. Put them away. I don't know. And I'm going to now we're going to get the bolt of this. Comes here. The average. So I don't know if you'll be able to appreciate this video. The average here. I'll take this. I'll show you. So this is your compressor, and it tells you the numbers. So this is your L3, L1, and L2. So these are the 3 coils, and it tells you the colors right here. So black, red, and yellow. So it tells you black, red, and yellow. That's what it is. So then you will take the amperage from each one of those. So we're going to clamp this, or clamp meter, onto each one of those. So just one at a time. Okay, and then we're going to change this to amps. So they can tell also amps. It's 4.4. The black one, that's L2. Then we come and we get the yellow one, which is L1. It's 4.1. Now we go with the red. Try to do this here one-handed. It is a little difficult holding the phone at the same time. Okay, let me get it up here. Oops. Oh, that's hot. Got it up there. That's 4.5. So 4.1, 4.1, 4.5. There's a buddy man driving up in the unit over there. It's quite lively over here. I'm going to put this over here again. Let me write those numbers down so I forget. Now we're going to get the voltages more lower. I'm going to come over here inside the blower so that way we can get the blower amperage. Make sure it's not going to damage itself. Even in the long run, if it's running hot, etc. That's how you know if you're consuming too much power. Is when your blower motor or your compressor is giving out, but it's about to, cut the bucket. It starts consuming more amps, so the amps are much higher, and then your electricity bill is higher, and you're like, why is my bill so high? You start doing everything the same because something is not running right, so it's pulling more power. So you don't want these things to run high. That's why you check them to make sure they're running at their efficient power. The plates, which I'm going to show you next, will tell you what the amperage should be on each one of them. So then I'm going to take the amperage reading for the 2 legs on the blower as well. So I'm going to show you where I'm going to get those 2. So as you can see here, it's a yellow and a black. That's what we're going to get our amps. There. It's drawing 0.9 of an amp. The other one is the other one's 0.7. You gotta be careful. This thing is hot, and then this one is cold. And these things are hot, very hot. We'll try to see it. Alright, so you write those down. Then you're all sure. Okay, so now we're going to get. So I'm writing the size of the filter. It's one filter, 20 by 25, 20 by 20 by 25 by 2. So that's the size of the filter on this unit. So I'm going to show you the plates on the other side. So this is how the unit looks. It's a big unit. One of these things, it cools the classroom. Quite cool, because this is our school here where we're working, and this is the plate over here. So this is your serial number here. That's where we start. This is your model number, and then it tells you what the voltage should be here, the horsepower and the voltage. So see this 460 volts. That's what it's rated for. It's a 60 hertz, 3-phase. And then see the blower is half a horsepower, also 460 volts. See? And then it tells you what the amperage should be drawn. So see the blower motor right here. See it? 1.2 amps, right? Then the compressor air motor, which is the one we took the amperage for, you know, it should run no more than 0.9 amps. This is the, see, motor, 0.9. So that's the highest you should draw. So if it draws any more than this, it has a safety switch, but if the safety switch is not working well, it'll draw more than that, and then the motor will burn out. All right, and then there's the combination air motor. It should not be more than 0.30. And this is the operating voltage range, anywhere between 414 to 505. And we're operating at 480 right now. Okay. Now this is your refrigeration. Is 410. 410 is going to be phased out next year, or this year is the last year. Yeah, next year. But you will be able to get this type of refrigerant for another 20 years or so, just like now. R22 was phased out in 2010, and most of you have R22, and they're telling you need to upgrade your machine because we cannot get the gas anymore, and the gas is very expensive. It's like $100 a pound or more. And a unit like this, it says it takes capacity. Let's see how many pounds it takes. It's 114 ounces of this. Not too good with the ounces and the pounds, but you can't take a look. You do the math. So on a unit like this one here, let's say it takes, let's say a good 6 pounds, of refrigerant. Then you know that if it's an R22 unit, $100 a pound, that's about $600 that you're going to be spending. So they want you to upgrade the unit to another one. What unit should you upgrade to? Right now, it's a great time to buy R410 units because they're going to be phased out, so the prices are cheaper. You can get affordable pricing for those units, and it's going to live another 20 years. So you shouldn't be worried about, missing out. What's the next gas? It's something about like ABA 454 or something like this, which is very flammable. It's really expensive for new units, supposedly EPA approved, whatever. But they just want your money. And this one is good. The other one is R32, which is more worldwide used on mini splits and things like that. So this is where they get you. They talk about the environment and things like this. In reality, it's just to get your money, because There's nothing that cools better than propane. So it's not safe for you to run propane on an air conditioning, but you can have it in your stove. It makes no sense. Well, I guess it's because one is higher pressure, and it could blow up. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. But it's all about money, taking your money. They all do the same thing. It's a compressor that cools. This is your compressor right here. This is what cools right here. So this is your cold side, okay? And this is your hot side. So this thing gets real hot. What else? So we are running over here. This is your voltage right here for your 24 volts from 480. You see it there? This is the switch. This is where we do all the commands. So now, since I got all the voltages, I'm going to remove this and the unit's going to turn off. Or at least it should turn off when it's satisfied in the inside. So this is a kill switch right here. This is where we turn it off. So now that it's there, I'm going to go inside the building. Let's see if I can. This door is locked. Okay, I'm going to go through here. Take a tool. That's my other buddy. Hey, bud, you on live cam?
Yeah. Hello.
So we're going through the school now. And we're going to go to the next side. This is a remodel of the school. We're remodeling. So we're going to come here. This is your classroom. This is your thermostat here. So I'm going to go ahead and see it's on 72. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. And this is the unit here. It's still not finished. But, this blows real cold air. So this is where the air comes out from. And this is the return air, which goes in. And the way that it looks, I mean, with one of these at your house, you put this in your house. If you have a house, like a ranch style house, like I do, you put one of these there, it'll cool your whole house, just by blowing air inside of the house. I think that's the best way to do it. And they'll last you forever, because these things last forever. As you can see, look at the old units that these are the old units that we took off. They're still working, by the way. Nothing's wrong with them. It's just that, the school system has a lot of money, so they want to upgrade things, make a budget, taxpayer money, in other words. But they are all working units, except that, they are being phased out because they are R22, and, they need to be phased out because mandate by the EPA, etc. We need to come up with a more efficient way to cool our places, etc. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the dehumidifier. So the way I do this, just to manually start the dehum. Okay, so here is where your power comes, right? This is your 24 volt rails right here. Okay, that's where you get your 24. This is your common right here. Okay, this is your ground, which is green. In this case, it says G. This is your power, which is red. This over here is your cooling. Y1 and Y2 is your cooling. That means stage 1 and stage 2. That means slow cool and then high cool. And then this is your heat right here. So we're going to go ahead and test the heat first. So we're going to put this jumper cable, which is just a wire really. And I got it, with magnets so that it could hold on. And I'm going to put it over here, and you will hear the spark igniter come on. So that when we run gas, see, this is the gas line, which is still not hooked up to here. So when the gas line comes on, you will hear it go. So here it is, here it goes. Hopefully you'll be able to hear when it starts. There it is. So that's your igniter, just like an igniter inside of the house to ignite your. So I removed it from the cable already. So now we know that works. So it's giving sparks. So when the heat comes on, that's in your house. If you're not getting spark to your gas, the gas is not going to ignite. All right. So next we're going to call for dehumidification. That means when the air is very humid, this has a feature that it dries your air, so that way the humidity is low. So when the humidity is low, the air is cooler. That's why places like Georgia over here, it's very humid, but places like Arizona is very dry, or places like Dominican Republic, which is my country. You can go over there and it's not humid. So if you're in the sun, you'll be like burnt crisp, right? But then if you go in the shade, you feel nice and refreshed because the air would hit you and you'll be fine. But over here, where it's humid, the air is just like wet, and it doesn't matter if you're in the shade or not. You're still going to be so hot. So we're going to start this over here, and the way we started the hum, we go from power, which is over here. Hope you focus. Power, right? 24. And D means dehumidification. We're going to go right here, and this unit's going to start. So as you can see, every time it starts, this is the contactor here that gets pulled in by the 24 volts, which lets power go in to start the compressor. These are the relays here for the board. In reality, to start these units, you don't need a board. We have some old ones over there that the board is taken out. For example, look at this. All of these units here, the county came and took the boards. The county took the boards because people are not smart enough to make these things run like they should run without a board. Everything nowadays is complicated with technology, but if you know how to bypass these things, you can just put power through it and it'll run. It'll run the same way. So right now, all of these units are going to be disposed of, and they have no board. So which means that if you take one of these units and you know how to wire it, just give it power without the board. By bypassing the board, you have a free unit. That still cools the exact same way. We made some of the ones run without the board, which is old-fashioned technology. You just need to know how to wire them, or with a wire diagram you can figure it out. So now we know that D-hum is running, so we're going to take the D-hum off, and it's going to shut off. So then now we're going to test for the for this one, what is called I forgot what it's called. Okay, it'll come to me. But I'm going to open the it's like a vent that is over here that lets outside air come in. Okay, so that when the place is cooling too much, it opens the vent to let some fresh air in. This has technology to know when the air is like saturated or whatever, so it lets fresh air in. I forgot what it's called. But that's technology nowadays. Oh, if the CO2 is too high, yeah, there you go. It'll let the carbon monoxide, right? It'll let fresh air in from the outside, so that the air is nice and balanced. So now that we did that, it already completed. It already shut off. So in order for us to find out if it's working or not, if it went all the way out, etc., you will hear it coming. So now you're gonna hear it when I shut the power off here. Okay, you will hear the motor winding because it's shutting off. So I'm gonna turn it off. You can hear it. Yeah. So that means that the vent is working. Okay. Crap, I keep forgetting that name. Yeah, I forgot the name for now. So now I'm going to write all that in. I'm going to put the panel back up. I'm going to take my wires off. I'm going to start the unit back on. And I'm going to write that information. Thank you guys. See phenomenon, fail phenomenon. that's a name. Fail phenomenon. That's a funny one. All right, so now I'm going to get the serial number for this. I'm going to put this on. I'm going to tell you a little a few more things. For example, there are mini splits which we're going to be doing later on today. I think probably I'm going to be doing some of those. And the mini splits, the way they work is because these valves here, one of them cools, the other one heats. So that when they do it, is they have a mechanism here that flips, and then it just, instead of cooling, it'll throw heat, which is quite simple since the beginning of time. So I want to thank you all for being here today, at least for this live. I hope you learned something. Um, I don't say subscribe or not subscribe, is up to you. But if you want to, I put all sorts of content. For now I'm doing this. So uh, Christ is real. Jesus is real. If you don't know him, believe me when I tell you that you can talk about anything else in the world, but when it comes to that name, something just irks you, is because there's power in that name. There's a lot of Christians that are fake. It's true. Don't look up to them. Read your Bible. Don't be fooled. It's up to you. It's your own life. I mean, imagine that Satan, which is not a thing with horns and red with a pitchfork, not at all. This is fairy tale allegories. He was the best looking angel ever created. And if you know that this man is so beautiful, he's the father of lies, the father of deceivers. So you could talk about anything, anywhere, any school, everywhere. But if you talk about Jesus, there is a problem. There is a problem. Find out why. Find out why. It is up to you. It's your own life. God bless you all. Take care of yourself. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you.